What is up, guys? Welcome back to Parity Adventures. Guys, today got for y'all, we're gonna start on an S-10 build. We're gonna take that 350 right there, we're gonna shine it up, and we're gonna stick it in this S-10 right here. Right now, that S-10 has a 2.8 liter V6, but recently burned it. So we got this engine here. It's a 99 350 with the 4L60E transmission. We're gonna take it and stick it in there. So today we're gonna start off by just cleaning this engine up, and then we're gonna break it down. We're gonna be changing it from fuel injected to carbureted, and we got a bunch of modifications. So this will be my first engine rebuild. We're gonna see how it turns out. Y'all stay tuned. All right, guys, so I've been having this engine soaking for probably about 15-20 minutes with some degrease and a little bit of aluminum bright acid. We're gonna fire the pressure washer up and see how clean we can get it. Hey guys, so this thing was extremely oily. It had just years of built on oil and mud and all that nastiness. So we got most of it off. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna go get some more Dawn. I'm gonna spray that on there, let it soak, we'll hit it again. All right guys, so now we got it sprayed down again with just some regular Dawn and water. We'll let that eat away at that oil and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll clean up. You know, guys, I know my content ain't nothing special. It ain't even fancy. I don't even really know what the hell I'm doing. But I'm doing this to try to maybe help somebody. Maybe you never rebuilt an engine before. Maybe it's something you always wanted to do and want to give it a shot. Follow me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing either, but we can do it together. So my goal here is just to show y'all that anybody can do anything, you know. This is something I always wanted to do, so I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna video the whole thing. We're gonna go through all the mess ups together. So I hope y'all stay tuned and follow along. Go through this journey together. And maybe you do know a lot about this stuff and you want to share with the world yourself. I encourage you to start a channel and post your stuff, you know, help somebody else out. That's what this is all about anyway. So now that we got this thing soaking for about 10-15 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and hit it with the pressure washer again, see how well it cleans up this go around. All right, guys, that's about the best I'm gonna get it with that pressure washer. Uh, One thing I do want to say now, I do not recommend y'all hitting your engines with pressure washers. If you just bought an engine and all you're doing is a complete swap with it, you don't want to hit it with a pressure washer or any type of heavy water like that. Now this engine has been sitting up for forever, so I gotta break it down anyway. I'm gonna take it down to the bare block and we're gonna completely redo everything on it. So in my case, I can do it. So If you're gonna be tearing it down like that, then yeah, go ahead. But just a regular engine swap, I don't recommend it at all. So just keep that in mind. But what we're gonna do now is we're going to let it dry out, and we'll start pulling some parts off of it. And as we clean up the rest of the block, we'll hit it with a wire brush and all that, and get it cleaned up that way. Because eventually we're gonna repaint this engine and we'll get it right. So we're gonna go ahead and start breaking this engine down. I got my helper here, Mr. Rhett. He's gonna be doing all the manual labor for y'all today, and we're gonna get it started. So we're gonna start by just breaking most of this engine down from top down. Gonna break it down that way we can get it over to the shop and actually get the inside components apart. So we're gonna start off by pulling this alternator. We're gonna pull the whole assembly first. So to start that off, they got these wires that are still connected to it. One comes to the back side of the alternator. The other one goes down here to the starter, ties into the back of the starter. So Brett's gonna go ahead and start pulling that off. That is a 13 millimeter nut on there. Go ahead and start pulling that off, bro. Right here. This side? No, use the other side. Be easier. Just take your time. While he does that, we're gonna go ahead and see what size these bolts are. We don't have to pull these two because these two are just holding the actual alternator on. But if you look down in here, there's gonna be a bolt here, another one here, and that might be, oh, and one more down here. So we're gonna see what size that is, and then we can get that whole assembly off in one piece. All right, guys, so it looks like it's gonna be a 14 millimeter. And we're gonna do this entire breakdown with just basic hand tools. Now I do have just a cordless drill, but most of this build here, I'm not some fancy mechanic, so we don't have a whole lot of fancy tools. So we're gonna do with basic hand tools, same stuff that you could use that you can get from the store, you know, or basic tools you might already have. And this here has this idler pulley. Just kind of push it out the way, and we can get on it. Got it, bum. Just take your time. What size is that? I'll just keep on inching away at it. And that's it, guys. We'll get them 3 bolts out. And then this should just pull right off. There we go. And just like that, guys, the alternator and pulley and all that, the whole assembly comes right off. Nice and easy. Next, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't get the intake off. I'll try to get the intake off all in one piece. So we'll see. Grab that 14. Get the impact. So for this, looks like there's just a bunch of little bolts that go all the way around the intake. And we're just gonna go ahead and pop all those off and see if we can't get the whole thing off. See what size it is. Okay. All right, so that's probably gonna be a 12. All right, y'all. So it looks like it's gonna be a 13 millimeter. And he's just gonna go around and pull all them bolts off. So that one there, we're gonna probably have to get that line out of the way. I'll get a big crescent wrench and we'll pop that out the way. But look, just come over to the next one. We don't want to strip it out. So look, do the next one. Next one's right there, yeah. Nope. No, the one inside there. Right there. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and pull this one too, because it's gonna be in the way of the next one. That's good. Leave it. It'll come out. There you go. That'll get that out the way. Just pull this out the way and get the next one. All right. When you're doing it, do it a little bit slow. All right. We'll go around. Let's see. Don't see nothing on the back side. We may have to pull that distributor. We'll see how that goes. Go ahead and go over to the other side. Do the same thing on the other side. Yep.
This is in the way. And I can't. This is the boat that goes to.
Easy. Hit it.
Huh?
Hit it.
What do you mean?
Okay. See if you can find the next one.
I found one over here.
Okay, so they got another one over here.
There's one right here.
Yep. That one up. Okay, one more right there. All right, pause. So I don't plan on reusing any of this, so I just went ahead and bent that little bracket out of the way. That's for your throttle cables. I just bend it. So now we got most of them out the way. I think there's only one more left. We're gonna go ahead and pull that line out the way and see what happens.
Did you get that one out?
Yeah. I was wanting to twist the whole thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off on the other side. See if I can't break this side first. Same thing on this one. Just go ahead and twist the whole dang thing. Like I said, I ain't reusing any of this, so I'm not trying to be careful with it. But you definitely don't want to do that to it. There we go. Got that out of there. Now we can get that last bolt out. Alright, I think that was all of them.
Wait, get this one. Wait, what?
Alright, so it looks like the valve covers are going to have to come off first. So we'll go ahead and pull those off. So went ahead and we got all the bolts out all the way around, but the valve covers are covering them up. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the valve covers on each side, get that out the way, and then that intake should just come right out. See what happens. It looks like there's gonna be 4 of them on each side.
It burns.
Come on. Alright. So he pulls that out. We're gonna go ahead and remove this cover. Bracket there in the way. Push that down.
This one won't.
It looks pretty rough, but it's all good.
It looks rough. Rough. Okay. Oh. You didn't take the orange off of this? There.
Distributor's gonna have to come out. So let's see what we're gonna need for that.
Probably a 12.
So come back here. We're gonna go ahead and get these fuel lines out of our way. They're not connected to anything anymore. That runs to the underneath of the truck. So we'll pull this out the way. That way we can have some room to work. It looks like it should be one bolt right here. All right, guys. So we're gonna pull that distributor out. Let's see what size that is. We're gonna need a wrench for it. Let's see. Let's try a 15 first. And it's smaller than a 15. It's probably gonna be a 14. Nope. Looks like it's gonna be a 13. So it should be a 13. Let's see if that fits. Yep. So that's it right there. We're gonna put it on there. Now the only thing we do, we got some fancy ratchet wrenches here. So here, go ahead and ratchet that.
Just like that?
Yep, just like that till it comes out. All right, we got that out. Now we can take this and pull the distributor right out of there. So that's what your distributor looks like. We're not keeping any of this because we're gonna go carburet it. And we'll have to get a new distributor for that anyway. So let's see. Oh, I still got that in the way. Bend that other way.
Come on. What is over there?
Okay, so this right here is holding us on. We're gonna go ahead and pull that off. Go ahead and get that 13 again.
Which way?
Down. Always remember, guys, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Voila. Like that. Go ahead and get after it. Alright, so 13 millimeter.
Yeah.
And bam. That is off. So now take it and just, oh, I got another one on there. That's gonna be a 14. Alright, so we got one nut off, but there's still another one on there. That one actually goes into the transmission. We're gonna need a deep socket. So we're just gonna go ahead and wrench it. If you pull your transmission bolts out and the whole stud comes out like that, that's fine. Just make sure you keep track of where it went. All right, guys, and then now the intake comes right off, just like that. I'm sorry.
What is that? Here, you do it.
All right, guys, and that's what it looks like under the intake. That's all your push rods going down into your rollers, and then your cam is right underneath there. As that cam turns, it pushes up on there, and that's what pushes your valves up. It's your exhaust ports, exhaust and intakes. So, as you can see, them heads are pretty dirty, pretty blocked up, pretty nasty. But we're gonna go ahead and get all that cleaned up. So, all right, let's go ahead and pull our water pump off now.
All
right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and pull our water pump off. This is the water pump. Got 2 bolts here, 2 bolts there, and that might be it. Yep, looks like that's it. That's holding it on there. So we're gonna find out what wrench it is and take that off.
I got 14, but it can fit.
Okay.
Maybe I have the wrong one.
Get the breaker bar for that. Well, they seem to be a little too tight for the impact, so we're gonna go ahead and put it on the breaker bar. Got the big breaker bar. Once we get it broke like that, nice and easy, we can come back with our impact and get them off. And grab the impact though.
Did you do this one?
Just broke, yeah. Get it out. Put it on straight. Can't go on crooked.
Okay, it's on.
One more right there. All right, guys. And just like that, we got all of them out for 14 millimeter. And that should come right off just like that. Now we're gonna see about pulling them headers off. See if we can get our headers. So we got a few bolts here, all the way down. Let's see what size that is and see if we can pull them. Get them headers out the way. So once again, it looks like it's 14 millimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with my breaker bar and we'll come back with the impact. I'm sorry, guys, just like that. Headers are off. Alright, header number 2 is off. Alright, guys, so our disassembly is coming pretty good. Got the headers off, valve covers off, intake off. Coming along nicely. Same thing on this side. Get these old gaskets out the way. We got new headers and new gaskets that's going to be going on there. lost some type of sensor. And the sensor's gonna be in the way, so now we're gonna have to pull the sensor itself out. Should just unscrew from that little terminal to get off channel locks. I don't know what my big ones are. Yeah, there we go. Alright, got that out.
Those gigantic things and get it off the little thing.
I'll pull this out. I'll keep that somewhere safe in case we need it. I guess we can go ahead and see if we can get these heads off. Alright, so we got a long extension here. Alright guys, so we're gonna attempt to pull the head off. Looking at it, I got these, which are some 13 millimeters all the way down and inside and then in between. Okay, but in order to get to the ones in the middle, we're gonna have to loosen up on all the little rocker arms, which is a 16. So we're gonna loosen them so we got some gap, and then we can get in and get them other ones out. See if we can get it off that way. All right, so we're gonna start off by doing the rockers right here. All of these. See, now we got enough gap to where we can get in between them. So what we're gonna want to do here, for sure, when you start taking this apart, you want to make sure you go back, keep everything exactly where it was, or keep track one way or another of how they came off. What we'll do is just break everything. When I pull this head off, I'm gonna try to keep the bolts exactly where they were. I don't have to worry about where they went.
In the middle.
All of them.
Oh.
So start on there. Start on one end and work your way down. Easy with it. All right. Alright, that's all of them. So now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to lift the whole thing without all the bolts falling out. Because if I ain't mistaken, for sure, inside, there are certain lengths. So we want to make sure that those stay in the right spots. So let's see if I can get it off. Oh, there we go. All right, and just like that, we got the heads off.
Yeah, you getting your mic.
So that right there, guys, is what you don't want to see. All that water in there, just straight up corroding it. Man, that's bad off. Now, as far as for the other ones, they seem to feel all right. They look pretty good, but this one here scares me. So we're gonna get that water out of there.
That one has some too.
This one's got a little bit of water too. So once we get the other head off, we'll get all this water out of there. Get it. Don't do that.
Why is that?
Okay, and We'll pull the other head off on that side, and then we'll see if we can spin it over and get a good look at it. So, same thing, we'll get our breaker bar. We got all the ones across the bottom, all the ones in the tops, 13s and then 16s for your rocker arms. Nope, we need the breaker bar, bub. So I went ahead and I got everything broken with the breaker bar. So now Red's gonna come in with the 13 and he's gonna go ahead and start pulling all the bolts, and then we'll get that head off. Got all of them? Yep. All right. Let's go ahead and tap on this head and see if we can pull her off. Hold up. I don't need it no more.
This one's not bad.
Grab that. So that one come off a lot easier. And as you can see, got a good bit of carbon buildup, but not as much water in this side, so that's a good thing. So now go ahead and spin her over. Got our 16 here. Put your socket on there, and it's hard to do with one hand. Okay. And we'll just give it a little spin. Turn it. There we go. Just like that.
That one don't work.
So we got a little bit of lock up here because that water in there done corroded it pretty good. So this head don't want to go all the way up. But other than that, everything's moving freely. So you could probably sand that down nice and easy. So besides that one, guys, everything else looks good. Guys, so we're gonna go ahead and shut it down for the day on this end. Next time we'll come back, we'll go ahead and get that transmission unbolted, get it out of the way, and we can take our engine to the shop and start tearing the internals apart. See if we can't get all that cleaned up. Don't like the way that looks, but other than that, guys, hope it helped. If y'all can give me some feedback, guys. Let me know if I'm doing anything wrong, or if y'all like what y'all see, just let me know. Give us a like, give us a follow. Stay tuned and we'll see how this engine comes out. What you think, bub?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere, huh?
Yeah.
You learn a little something?
No.
Nah, don't lie. So, all right, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.